Howdy, my name is Astrama, and welcome back to the Cosmic Chaos, or if you're new here, welcome. This weekend's video is going to be a Draw With Me video, and it's going to be on the shorter side of things this go around. So grab your sketchbooks, tablets, or whatever else you have, and would y'all like to draw with me for a little while? I made this piece last week, I believe, and honestly, I could talk a lot about this, but first, I just want to say something really quick. So last week I posted a tutorial on how to make the Twisted Wonderland chibi sprites, and oh my god, thank you guys so much for the support on that video. It's like the most support I've gotten on any of my videos, and I'm very grateful for that. And I know it's not the 100 subscriber milestone I'm aiming for. I am super happy to be halfway towards that goal. So thank you guys so much for that. That means the world to me. And I hope to make more stuff like that maybe in the future, maybe delve into like making comics or something. We shall see. But for now, I'm just going to stick with speed paints and draw with me's and maybe try to go through the list of things in my journal with all the content ideas that I have. I do have an idea planned, but that one's gonna take forever, much like how the tutorial took a while, and also the stupid Birth by Sleep ice cream ingredient project I need to pick up soon. Great. I don't know when that one will be out, but when I get the motivation to work on it again, then I will let y'all know in whichever Draw With Me I decide to do next. So yeah, I do want to make more tutorials in the future. I just don't know what I should make a tutorial on. Maybe since in this video I'm doing like sort of a cosmic nightmare rarity type hair piece, maybe I can do a tutorial on that. It will be a Clip Studio Paint thing though, because, well, that's the program of choice that I use. But if y'all are interested in that, I will gladly make that video, and I will get that script started and go from there. I really need to script these. I say that and I never do it. Oh yeah, and speaking of the cosmic hair thing, the background footage of today's video, like I said earlier, was made last week. I just wanted to draw Malleus with this kind of hair because it's just so fun to do. It's like, it's a different texture, it's different from how I normally do hair, and honestly, I enjoyed it a lot. And I think, if I recall correctly, this was the first drawing I made of that day, and while my wrist was still hurting a little bit, admittedly, I tried drawing from like my elbow and shoulder, because lately I've been hearing people say like, oh, don't do chicken scratch, and like, yeah, I do chicken scratch, especially when it comes to like my sketches and whatnot, and especially when I paint on like the shadows and highlights, which can I just say, I don't think there's anything wrong with the quote-unquote chicken scratch art style. This is especially true when you are starting out, or if it's something you're comfortable with, or maybe you might have a disability and your hand might not be as steady. So I think the chicken scratch thing, it's fine, it's not hurting anyone, and if it's comfortable for you, if you're starting out, don't have steady hands, I think it's fine as is. And plus, you can get some really cool cross-hatching effects if you use it for like shading. This is especially true in like traditional art, or hell, even a lot of mangas like use that kind of scratchy cross-hatching in some of their shadows. I don't know, that's just kind of my take on the thing, because like, I'm not on TikTok. I would rather not touch TikTok with like a 10-foot pole. And honestly, from what I've been hearing, the TikTok art community is hella toxic, which, you know what, I'm not really surprised given the landscape of TikTok. Well, I'm not sure if Shorts is any better. I have yet to really experiment with that. I say that and I have like 3, maybe 4 shorts, if I recall correctly. I don't know. I just haven't figured out how I want to do that yet. I mean, I did start the Flan series, which I sadly discontinued because I lost a lot of motivation on that. Maybe I might do a redo on that. We shall see. I just have so many ideas planned and it's raining. Fuck. Anywho. So, I'm gonna talk about the piece for a little bit and, like, explain my inspirations and whatnot. Y'all can clearly see that Nightmare Rarity reference that I have pulled up. Believe it or not, this is actually the third time I'm doing this cool celestial hair thing inspired by her. I mean, I love her design in the Nightmare Rarity comics. I don't know, I just think it's very neat. I love it. And I'm a sucker for, like, drawing hair. Like, I don't know, just, it's something about drawing hair, man. And, like, when I render it normally I do like it, but there are some times when I'm especially low on energy. Rendering hair is such a chore, but I have a little shortcut. Like, so what I'll do is, like, I'll render, like, for the first layer of the rendering, I'll do things as normal, but then what I'll do is like, I'll take, let's say, a purple, like, color the whole other second multiply layer in, and I'll use a soft airbrush tool that I copied and edited to where there's a point, and I will go in and, like, go through each clump of hair and, like, show, like, erase parts of where the light is supposed to hit. That was a horrible explanation. Probably would have been better if I showed y'all, but not the video for that, because I am lazy. Oh yeah, and you'll also notice that I did, like, a galaxy brush, or not brush, blush. And I don't know why, I enjoy doing that too. I think it's reminiscent of, like, Queenie's art style. May she rest in peace. Like, she's one of my inspirations. And just, her art is so beautiful. It's just, God, may she rest in peace. For this piece, I wasn't sure if I should keep the blush or not, but ultimately I did decide to see where the direction of this piece would take me, and honestly, I'm kind of glad I did, because it fits the whole theme of what I was trying to go for. And lately I've been noticing, like, in my art process, like, in my illustrations, not comic pages, but I will always, like, render, like, the skin first and, like, do, like, the tiny details next, like the mouth, the eyes, the irises, which I love rendering the irises. I like making them extra shiny. I might experiment with the eyes a little more, because I don't know why, but my brain is just wanting to experiment with something in my art style. Because, like, okay, don't get me wrong, I like my art style where it is. I am actually really happy with it. It's just my brain wanting something new. Don't know what it is yet, but that's what experimentation's for. And I'll see what I'll do in the near-ish future, because chances are it's probably gonna be so minor that it's probably not gonna stick. Like that one time where I thought it would be a great idea to just add a third multiply layer, but blend upwards into the colors and have, like, this edged shading, if that makes any sense. I'll pull up an illustration to show y'all what I mean. My best example would have to be the cover art for chapter 5 of my comic, Dragons of Light, where I just use that all over the character. And while it's not a bad idea, it was just super tedious and it didn't really stick that long. But when it comes to leather, like, as you can see here, I have a friend who's also an artist. They are my best friend, one of them anyways, and they made, like, one of those, like, art tutorial things that you would see on Pinterest, and I admittedly took inspiration from that, and, well, not inspiration, I decided to learn, like, what they put, and honestly, I love how I do anything leathery. And I think that's gonna make, like, textures, like, say, one of my characters, he has a leather jacket. I think that's gonna really make that texture stand out. And I think it really worked in my favor for this piece, because Malleus is wearing a decent amount of leather. And as we get to the hair rendering, which I have mentioned earlier, that is my favorite part, but I tend to do something a little bit different. Again, this is probably going to be something for a future tutorial if y'all would like, because I don't mind sharing like how to do certain things the way I do and whatnot. I think when it comes to art, sharing is definitely caring, and I would absolutely love to see like more artists kind of embrace like other people taking inspiration from them. Yeah, that's basically all I want to say on that. Like, if y'all really want a tutorial on how I did the hair like this, like, don't be afraid to say anything. I will gladly make that tutorial. Or hell, since I'm rambling about it, maybe that'll be my next video. Well, next tutorial video. Pretty sure next week might be a speed paint kind of week if I'm low on spoons. Or if I just need some background footage and I run out of the stuff I have in my backlog. Good lord, I'm really stuttering. Man. I am a mess. Oh yeah, and normally when I like render hair and whatnot, I will always like render all of the edges, but whenever I do hair like this, I don't get as meticulous. Like, sure, I'll do like make sure like everything stays in between the lines and whatnot, but it's just so long as I have the majority of it and not focus too much on the extra lines and details like within the hair, then that just makes it easy for me. I don't know, that's just how my brain works. And now we're at the part of the drawing where I decide to paint over the lines. I do this with a lot of clipping masks and take it one step at a time. Like with the irises, I'll do those first so that way they don't get clipped by any other colors. Though sometimes I will go back and like erase any overlapping colors, but because it's such a minute detail, I really shouldn't be worrying about that too much. But yeah, what I usually do, block out as much of the larger areas as I can, and whenever there's small enough details, I can just use the lasso tool and the fill bucket tool to just plop in colors where they need to be. I usually just do this after the rendering because that's when I'm more sure, like, okay, this is how this is supposed to look, and it'll keep it from standing out too much compared to if I, say, do it in the line art stage. But yeah, here we go. Here's the finished piece. I'm really happy with this piece. It's already been on my Instagram and Tumblr for a while now, and overall I just had so much fun. Thanks for sticking with me through this silly draw with me. I know it's shorter than my usual ones, but you win some, you lose some. Plus school is starting to really ramp up in terms of like preparing for finals and whatnot, but hopefully this summer I'll be able to post more and continue with the current train I'm going on with posting as much as I can throughout the year, and yeah, just try to stick with that New Year's resolution. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching and listening to me ramble. If you would like, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the void again real soon. Goodbye!